Welcome to 101. I'm Greg Bassett, your host from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. It's a big day here at PAC 14. They're all big, but this is a big one because as a symbol of things becoming more normal in our community, Community Players is back in action. And we're so glad that we're going to get to see them on the stage. And with us today is Rusty Mumford, who's directing the first one that they got coming out of the box, Streetcar Named Desire, one of my favorites. Welcome, Rusty.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
So what's it like to be back on the stage?
We are so excited. We've been a year and a half off the real stage, and it's great to be back on stage, especially with a show like A Streetcar Named Desire, which is a classic in American drama written by Tennessee Williams, one of the foremost American playwrights of the 20th century.
And it must be a hard one because it's one that people are familiar with, so they sort of know where it's headed, but you've got to still extract that emotion and kind of do it in a different way.
It is very well known, and lots of people know it and love it, and it's iconic both because of the show and the movie, and we're doing our best to make it our own. My cast is amazing. They've worked really hard to make each character their own interpretation while still holding on to the flavor of the play that Williams wrote, not the movie that everybody knows, right, with Vivian Leigh and Marlon Brando. We were very careful not to take those characters as our own. We've worked really hard to make our own characters. Because
it's really easy to kind of do a parody of those characters, and you don't want to do that.
It certainly is. And the very first rehearsal, I told my actors and actresses very plainly that I wanted them to do their own interpretations and not rely on the movie or another production they might have seen or video clips from YouTube, and we all know there are lots of them.
Right. So let's do the who, what, when, where. Where is the show being put on?
We're going to be on the stage at James M. Bennett High School. It's a first time on that stage for me. Several of the actors and actresses have worked on that stage before. We will be there on Friday, June the 25th, and Saturday the 26th at 7:30. On Sunday, June the 27th at 2 p.m.
I think of it as being a small cast, but how many actors are in this?
There are actually 11.
Okay.
The Kowalskis and the Hubbles, who are neighbors in the French Quarter in New Orleans, and then the Stella Kowalski's sister, Blanche Dubois, whom everybody knows from the movie or the play, comes to visit after she's lost her former prominent lifestyle, and then all of the things ensue from there, and we watch her lose her sanity because of the situation she's put in,
right,
and the losses that she's suffered, and her inability to adapt to life in the French Quarter, which is much less prestigious, much less than she's accustomed to. And it just drives her over the edge into a total breakdown.
Who do you have playing Blanche?
We have Shelby Thompson, who is doing an amazing job.
Now, I see her on Facebook. I don't know her, but somehow I see her a lot, and she's obviously into the theater thing, and I can see her as a Blanche, yeah.
She's very much into the theater. She's very talented, and she is also in charge of our publicity. So she's been doing a lot of posts. She's been posting a lot of pictures and video clips, and we're just excited to have her in that role.
Now, of course, that's a key role, but the role of Stanley is the one that most of us think about because there's so much energy with that character. Who's playing that?
Jason Bruce is playing Stanley Kowalski. He is doing a great job as that blue-collar brother-in-law who really does not like Blanche,
right,
and does not want her in his home because she disrupts the whole lifestyle. So there is that major air of tension between the two of them.
Now, you know, in college studying this, there was always a great debate about Stanley being a man's man in a man's world and, you know, dictating, but you know, maybe he's got like a little bit of sympathy there. Maybe he's a sympathetic character. There's ignorance that goes on. What do you think of the Stanley character?
Stanley is very rough and raw. Now, when it comes to his wife Stella, who is played by Devin Bradley and being played very well.
And I think that's one of the key roles in the whole
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She has to balance.
She holds it all together.
She does.
Yeah.
She balances the household and tries to keep Stanley happy and tries to keep Blanche happy, all the while maintaining herself. But I believe that Stanley is that man's man in the blue-collar world, but he holds a soft spot for Stella, even though sometimes he's really rough with her.
Right, right. And of course, it's almost another, like a parody scene, but when they sort of gang up on him and he does the "What are you, a pair of queens" line, that's still to me one of the greatest lines in movies. But I've never seen the production on stage. Do you have to do something like that? Because everyone's going to be waiting for that line.
We do. There are two card games, and both of them end in heightened tensions. Both in flat-out violence.
Yeah.
Because they involve drinking. At that time, men who played poker drank and drank a lot.
Right.
And it just ends in violence. The 1940s in the French Quarter in New Orleans was a totally different time.
Right.
Different social structure. Lots of things were socially acceptable then that are not today. So our audiences need to be prepared for that kind of social setting and structure. Things are going to happen on the stage that are not acceptable today, but we're playing true to the time period, true to the place.
Yeah, I think what you should do, because one of the things, at least in the movie, is like you get the feeling how hot it is in that apartment. You should turn the air conditioner off at Bennett so everyone has to sweat, so that adds to the anger and the angst, I think.
Well, believe me, on the stage it's always hot.
Yeah.
The actors and actresses will know that heat, and they're working extremely hard to show that heat and that discomfort and humidity. It's going to be a great show.
It's one thing to be like me, to be a fan of movies and plays and theater. It's nothing to actually get up there and do it. What motivated you to become part of this?
I've been a theater, for lack of a better word to say, a theater geek since I was a kid. I did things in high school, and then when I started teaching, I taught with a man who was an active member of Players. And offhandedly one day I said to him, if there's anything I can do, let me know and I'll come help with the show, because I knew he was directing a show. And he said to me the next day, he said, "Rusty, can you come to rehearsal tonight?" I said, "Sure, what am I going to do? Do you want me to paint or move set or something like that?" He said, "No, you've got a part."
What part was it?
We were doing Little Abner, and I was given the part of Hairless Joe.
Okay.
I wore two blonde wigs, one on my face and one on my head, and the rest is history. That was almost 35 years ago.
Where was this?
That was here,
Yeah.
In Community Players. We did Little Abner at Y High.
At Y High? Yeah. That's kind of the traditional stage for Community Players, but I think the Bennett Auditorium is a great one.
We have, since those days, we have expanded a lot. We have worked on the Parkside stage, which is a great stage. We have started in recent years working at Bennett periodically. As I said, this is my first experience directing on the Bennett stage, but it also is a great stage to work on. We work at Warwick for most of our straight shows. We have worked at Del Mar High School for a couple of shows, I believe. We have done some benefit shows at the Holly Center, and we have done some shows at area churches where the size of the show and the audience requirements allow.
As someone in the seats, one of my favorite moment, and it happens in most great plays, when the people on the stage become so convincing, they stop being actors and they're real people. And I feel like I'm witnessing something that's actually happening, like that is real. Do you get that feeling as a director? Is there a moment where they become real?
Absolutely, and it's already happened with this cast. A director's job is to take notes and tell them where they've done really well and where they can improve. And we're at the point now where I'm forgetting to take notes because I'm so involved with what they're doing. And that's a good thing. If they can get me, they'll be able to get the audience and hold their interest and take them to 1946, 47, 48 French Quarter New Orleans and pull them into that world, which is exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, and that in Tennessee Williams and that play, it's so interesting to me that the stereotypes of New Orleans and that time are dictated by this play. That's how we identify with what New Orleans is and what it means from that play.
That's absolutely correct. And when we started rehearsal, I told them that I wanted them to work with a Southern accent. Well, the longer we went, I started researching New Orleans accents. And I knew that, I told them that an accent in New Orleans was different from a Southern accent.
Yeah.
It was softer.
Yeah.
And then I started doing more research and found that there was no accent in New Orleans. There was an accent in the French Quarter. There
Creole,
was an accent,
perhaps. Yeah.
and there was a Creole accent, and there was an accent in the Garden District, and there was an accent in the 5th Ward and the 9th Ward, and down in the bayou outside the city. So each of them has tried to cultivate their own New Orleans accent. And we have one character who is doing her very best to cultivate 2 accents, one from her past and one from her present.
Right. And that would be the Blanche character.
And that would be Blanche.
Yeah, that's so interesting. All right, tell me again the dates. When is it?
We're on stage at James M. Bennett Auditorium on June 25th and 6th at 7:30 and June 27th at 2 p.m.
And how long is the play?
It will run between 2 and 2.5 hours.
Excellent.
With 2 15-minute intermissions.
Excellent. And how much would it cost me to get in?
Adults are $25 a person. Students and senior citizens are $20 a person. Now the show is rated PG-13 due to mature themes and some spousal violence in the content.
Right. I think people know you don't want to take the little kids.
Well, it's nothing that can't be seen on regular television.
Right.
But parents should be aware that some of the themes that are addressed are not for children.
And your website and Facebook page has lots of information about this,
Absolutely.
so people can go look at it there.
Our website is sbyplayers.com, and people can purchase tickets on that website, and there's much more information on the website about the show and players in general.
He's Rusty Mumford. He's the director of the Community Players Streetcar Named Desire. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to this one. Rusty, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Joining me now in the studio is Brian Nelson. He's my hero. He puts on the great Red, White, and Boom event every year here in Salisbury. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks for having me on the show.
So, a little bit of movement this year. I just saw on Facebook over the weekend that there are no stands at Wycomico County Stadium where we normally have Red, White, and Boom. They're putting a whole new stands in there, which is going to be great. But you're going to have to move your location this year.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to be having it at the James M. Bennett Sports Complex, which many people know as the Shipyard.
Shipyard. Okay.
So it should be fun. It's going to be at 6:30 on July 4th. The gates open, and then anybody can be able to come in. It's an absolutely free event to the community to bring your friends, bring your family, bring a blanket, bring a chair. Come sit down on the football field, and at 9:15 we will have the show beginning with one blue firework representing the Blue Star military families, one gold firework representing the Gold Star military families, And we'll also have WBOC 102.5 out there broadcasting live, having music to not only beforehand, but during the show.
That's going to be really exciting. Now, the first year or 2 years, it was over in the old dresser lot, which is owned by SU. And I actually went and watched it from the campus of SU over by Holloway Hall, and it was just so cool to see the Holloway Hall cupola with the fireworks in the background. So I think I prefer it over in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. It's beautiful over there. There should be a decent amount of parking at the James M. Bennett and some surrounding areas, but we're focusing on the Bennett area. But come hungry, because there will be 8 food trucks there, be able to feed everybody there. So we're always looking forward to having the community come out to this free event.
Okay, so it's just like it was at the stadium, pretty much, where the track is there, the same sort of thing, and you're going to have all the stuff. I thought maybe you're going to like downsize because of COVID, but you're going to have all the food again.
Yeah, absolutely. We want the community to come out. We want them to have an experience for the nighttime. So with the gates opening at 6:30, having the food right there, people can just have food and then go right over to the football field to enjoy their time, and they'll bring a blanket, bring a chair, and have just a family fun night with the experience of the Red, White, and Boom on July 4th.
Is there a rain date for this thing?
July 5th, which is the very next night, which is going to be at Monday night. So July 4th is a Sunday, July 5th is a Monday.
How many years has it been back going now? We've had fireworks.
I believe it's 7, matter of fact.
Okay.
So it's pretty exciting that this event being offered to the community is pretty exciting. You know, they were doing it in Salisbury for a few years. Mike Dunn stepped up and said, let's bring fireworks back in town. He got together, brought it, and made it kind of what it is today. Ryan Weitzel and I have jumped on that train and helped him move his vision forward for having the free event to the community on the 4th of July.
Yeah, I think what I would do is the specific gravity. I think I would go there, you know, and get a seat outside and watch the fireworks from there. I think that would be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, 9:15, the show will begin. We're trying to make it similar to where we were at with next to the Civic Center before, where you can almost see it 360 degrees there. But yeah, we should be pretty exciting to have them come back and to have the 4th of July experience, because the governor was talking about having a barbecue on the 4th of July. The president was talking about having a barbecue on the 4th of July, and we're going to help make that dream possible for the Salisbury and surrounding communities.
That's right. We're supposed to be celebrating our COVID success on that date.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with the recent lift of the mask mandate from Governor Hogan for those who are vaccinated, yes, it's a great thing for them. There's plenty of room to be able to spread out there, and if people want to sit in their cars or next to their cars, that's fine if that's what they feel comfortable with. So you should be able to see them over top of the sports complex there at the shipyard.
Now, we always run the photos in the paper of the event every year, and my favorite photos are always of the little kids. You see so many little kids there, and they are truly having fun.
Absolutely. You know, it's fun to have the adults come out, but to see the expressions on the kids' faces, when they're getting the food, when they're seeing the fireworks, when they're experiencing, now that people are back out in person, and to see their faces light up, to me, that's a family experience that I definitely enjoy seeing every 4th of July.
Are you guys going to be able to do the kazoo thing like you do?
You know, we thought about it this year. With the mandates being recently lifted, we're not going to do that this year.
Lots of saliva running around.
Right, right. So we left that one out, but this year we'll probably bring that back next year, though. So yeah, it should be fun.
So 102.5 is going to broadcast it.
Yes, and they're going to come out. They're not only going to have the live music during from about 6:30 on, but at 9:15 when the show begins, they'll have a set playlist that's going to play during those 20 minutes of the fireworks as well. And you could also tune into 102.5 at that time to be able to watch the fireworks if you're watching them from your vehicle.
That's really excellent. Now, you used to get 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people at the stadium. What are you expecting this year?
We're expecting close to it, if not a little bit more, with people being kind of cooped up in their house, wanting to get out, wanting to travel, wanting to have an outdoor experience. I believe we should have a decent amount of people coming out to see this. You know, with the same numbers that we can be able to get in the stadium, we're expecting probably double, if not triple, in the surrounding areas with people parking wherever they may want to see this. So if the community can come out and have a free event, enjoy the food trucks, enjoy the live music, and see the fireworks, then I think we've made a successful event.
Yeah, now people are going to forget about parking because they think like where to park, but the high school, James and Bennett, has lots of parking there.
Yeah, they do. It's with the new school that they've had, it seems like there's more parking now available at the school. So we are pushing people to be able to park there so they can have plenty of parking, come down, see the show right there at the football stadium at the shipyard. But yeah, there should be plenty of parking.
And will SU be available for parking? The parking garage is there?
We're working with that right now.
Okay.
We're not 100% sure. We'll hopefully know by the end of this week.
And the shopping center across the street, will I be able to park there?
We are promoting James M. Bennett High School.
I understand.
So
it is private property, so yeah.
Correct. So we're promoting what we have access to, which is James M. Bennett High School.
Now, I'm sure Red, White, and Boom is funded, I think, through the Community Foundation?
Correct. If
Yeah.
you are looking to make donations,
Right.
you can be able to.
But you've got plenty of money. You don't need any financial support at all.
We're always looking for the community to back this because this isn't a money-generating event.
Right.
This is run through the community. So the community, we do ask for donations to the community to ensure that this runs every single year. We do have a couple big sponsors, one being Toyota. The other big sponsors being the city of Salisbury. There are two big ones. But we do have other donations that have been given throughout the year to help us continue to have this event. So every year we start over at zero more or less, and to raise the funds to be able to have this event, to make it a free event to the community.
So if someone in Salisbury has a business and they think this might be something that I want to attach my business name to, be a sponsor, what should they do?
Sure, they can always be able to contact the Community Foundation here in Salisbury and be able to donate to the Red, White, and Boom Fund to ensure that this free event to the community can continue for years to come.
So it's a free event, everything's free, but with the food trucks, I'm going to have to buy my food.
Yes, absolutely. You know, the food trucks, they come, we're allowing them to set up within a oval circle, and of course you're going to have to pay for food there, so that's the only thing. So bring a little bit of money for the food truck vendors because they may need to make a living as well. But yeah, come enjoy the fireworks, bring a blanket, bring a chair, sit on the field, and at 9:15 enjoy the show. Gates open at 6:30.
That's really cool. So let's go back again. Where is it? When is it? All that stuff.
Sure. July 4th, which is a Sunday, at the James M. Bennett Sports Complex, which is known as the Shipyard.
Right there on College Avenue.
Yes, and gates open at 6:30. Bring your blanket, bring your chairs, bring your family, relax, bring some money to buy some food at the food trucks. Then it'll be, the 102.5 will be having live music there, and we will be starting the show at 9:15 with a 1 Blue Star for the Blue Star military families, 1 Gold for the Gold Star military families.
Excellent.
And then the 20-minute show afterwards.
Excellent. And we're going to celebrate America and celebrate, hopefully, our almost conclusion to the COVID virus situation. So that's really exciting.
Yes, absolutely. We look forward to having a fun, family-free event on the 4th of July.
He's Brian Nelson, one of the people making our community better, giving us time for Red, White, and Boom. It's July 4th. We can't wait. It's our favorite event of the year. A favorite? It's right there with the Folk Festival. We really enjoy it. Brian, thanks for being here today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Greg, for having me.
I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent Newspaper. Another edition of One-on-One right here on PAC 14.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14 and One-on-One. We'd encourage every business to support PAC 14 and pick a program and support it, and let's make a difference.
Boom! 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 At 6:30 on July 4th, the gates open, and then anybody can be able to come in. It's an absolutely free event to the community to bring your friends, bring your family, bring a blanket, bring a chair. Come sit down on the football field. And at 9:15, we will have the show beginning with 1 blue firework representing the Blue Star military families, one gold firework representing the Gold Star military families. And we'll also have WBOC 102.5 out there broadcasting live.
Stella! Community Players, A Streetcar Named Desire, June 25th, 6th, and 7th at James M. Bennett Auditorium.